Hey mamas, and welcome back for another episode of Moms with Moms. Moms offering mom support with moms on microphones. As always, grab something to drink. If you're new here, this channel talks about taboo things in pregnancy, postpartum, and parenthood. And if you're not new here, Amanda's back again. Tonight's episode is just kind of going to be about us talking about random shit as parents. What are 3 things moms should know about you?
I always have a good time no matter what, drinking or not. Um, 2, I've really come into finding my Scorpio self and my attributes with my zodiac sign.
Ooh.
So I've really leaned towards like realizing it takes me a long time to get rid of like grudges, which is a trait of that. And 3, breakfast is good for any time. It's my favorite meal. So let me ask you a question. How was it with you on the news? Do you have any new followers?
Not really. I'm still not really cool, which is totally fine.
You were on the news though.
I was. I
I
was. So,
and I was like, I told my husband and my friends, I was like, I was on her cat, like I was on there.
and it's really funny because like I know we talked about you coming on once a month. I've just had so many people who've actually wanted to come on, and it's been
Wonderful.
really nice. And then a lot of people have like, oh, I want to hear more from you and like your stories. You don't want to, which is fine. You probably do, but like I'm boring. I'm boring. You don't want to hear from just me, and I don't want to just hear from myself. So I like to bring other people on because one, you will hear my stories in that way.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. But the news was really awesome. I did have a mom who reached out who wanted to do I have like a mentorship program that I started. And it's really kind of depressing that it hasn't taken off the way that I thought it would because I have moms that want to mentor. So it's a program for moms after childbirth of just having another mom like check in and see how you're doing emotionally and physically.
Oh,
Because I don't feel like after childbirth anybody really does that.
oh. Unless you
Um,
sign up for it, like unless you seek the help, then
correct.
it does. But if there's not somebody that says, "Hey, how are you doing?"
It's like, how's the baby? Can I have a picture of the baby?
Yeah,
It's not, how are you feeling?
yeah.
So I created this mom mentorship program, and that was the whole point of this whole podcast was to kind of have that going. He asked me if I wanted to be on the news to kind of see if that would help take it off. It didn't. I mean, I maybe got like 2 subscribers. So I mean, TikTok, I'm almost at like, I'm a little bit more popular over at TikTok. But it was one video that went viral. It was one video that went viral for me.
It takes one. It only takes one.
That's we are. And it was funny because one of the girls was like, "What are you gonna do after your after this?" And you don't have a niche. And I'm like, "Girl, this is my niche,
That's
so
it. Yeah.
I'm not scared." But
Like,
again, I mean, you and I have talked about this. I'm not doing this to like become an influencer. If I become an
oh,
influencer, freaking great, cool,
wonderful.
that'd be awesome. If I don't and it continues to be something like this is my form of self-care, for
Mhm.
one. For two, there's another mom that hopefully will connect with something that's on this. And if that's what it does and it only connects to one mom on one episode, I've done what I've wanted. So, but yeah, I did actually. I am working with the YMCA. I have to reach out to her. She hasn't emailed me back to start doing groups of like mom networking. So getting moms together because I
Oh,
think that's also hard too. Is you and I have talked about this a last episode of finding genuine moms and having genuine relationships.
yep.
Granted, Amanda and I still have not hung out, and it's just because freaking life. But Amanda's great, and we have like check-ins here and there. Like one week you texted me, and that was actually a shit week. And then I feel
Yep.
like the following week I texted you, and it
Yep.
was a shit week for you.
Yep.
So, but that's the whole point was is trying to create those networks and having like, okay, you like this, I like this, let's be friends type of thing.
Yes.
Because that's another thing I feel you and I talked about too is there's not enough
There's not mom friends.
moms.
Yeah.
There's not, and it's hard too because especially I think it would be hard for like you and I and our sons to get together because of the age gap. And so like that's one of the things too is like I think it would be cool for you to have someone who has an age gap with you so
Mm-hmm.
he would be entertained. So that
Right.
way you can be like, "Hey, this is what I'm going to go do. Like I need this person to entertain my son so I can come chill on your couch, drink a bottle of wine in my pajamas."
Yeah.
Um so it's like those things too of like it's hard. I don't know. Being a mom's hard. Being a mom and trying to find mom friends is also freaking hard.
It's not like you just go and like be a like, hey, I got cookies, let's be friends. Like that doesn't happen. I there's one group at my son's school that I'm like, okay, you can clearly tell they're like the mom group, you
Yeah.
know?
Yes.
And I just didn't click with them. And
Hmm.
like I've been shunned from said mom group. And it's just, yeah. And I try to be nice and I try to do like, hi, how are you? And now me and my husband just laugh at it like, you're done. Like it's you're done. Move on.
I feel like I'm not saying this in a negative way. When you are a loud mom, it really
Yeah.
limits you to be able to be friends and fit into those groups.
Yeah.
And I am never going to not be a loud mom. I'm not. This is the mom that I am, and this is who I am. And I feel you are the same way.
Yeah, like and I also like again, and I said this last time, like I'm not discrediting anybody who is not a working mom. I'm my schedule is very like I have six appointments tomorrow at work, six interviews. In addition to, I'm like, oh, I have to set up an onboarding. Like I have a very packed Monday that just became packed over the weekend, like just checking my emails. I can't go and be a mystery reader at my kid's school this week. Like I can't do it. So my husband has to do it. If he has to do it. They're just it's they have that camaraderie because they're more flexible.
Yep.
And I'm not. I guess I'm just the free bar, free bird and just come and go as I please. But it's sad because I'm like I hope that doesn't affect my son's relationships with their kids. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we can't go to her. Like, don't be friends with him because his mom's not present.
Which I think that that's a shitty way to kind of like, I don't know. I feel like as moms, because you're a working mom, you would want another mom to be like, hey, I know you've got to work till 6 o'clock tonight. Why don't I take him to go do this? Or I'll bring him back from practice Saturday morning. They have practice at 9 a.m. Do you want to bring them? Like, I feel
Yeah,
like that's the way it should be. My mom does have that where she is. So, I mean, she's a teacher, so she works, but she has like a lot of friends. They work together with that. But it's
nice.
hard because you're going to probably have to be the one to establish that and then be like, hey, I'll do carpooling, but this is what I can do for carpooling. And if a mom is cool with that, they're going to be like, okay, well, you can't really help during the week, so what good are you type of thing, which is
Yeah,
unfair.
and I just signed him up for T-ball. So
Yeah.
now I decided to torture myself at 9 a.m. for
I
eight
know.
weeks on
Why would
Saturday.
you? What kind of mom are you?
But he loves it. So I'm gonna do it. We're gonna be there Saturday mornings at 9. I have my lawn chair, iced coffee. We're gonna live the best life.
You're going to love it.
Yeah, no, we liked it last year. We're gonna do it again this year. And it's hard, like I said, because just people are just on different levels and it's not like you're in school anymore where you can just be together for 40 hours and make friendships. Like that doesn't
Mhm.
happen. And how do you say like, hey, I'm Amanda. Do you like want to hang out? Like it's kind of weird. You're a grown woman. Like you want to be a friend? Do you want friendship bracelets? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It
Well,
is.
and that's also, again, it's like, what if you do that and that friendship doesn't become the friendship? Like, you do something, you're like, oof. You have to have chemistry.
Yeah.
And I never thought about that until I became a mom, about how important mom chemistry is.
Yeah.
you don't have that mom chemistry, it's awkward.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable and it's weird.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, you don't want a mom friend that you feel like you have to walk eggshells on. Because then it's just, you can't be yourself. You don't feel like your kid can be themselves. It doesn't mean you can't spend time with them, but it's just like, why am I going to invest this energy into this relationship that I feel like I can't be myself with?
Yeah.
It's very different from like your other relationships and your other friendships.
Yeah.
Because you have your kid into that too.
Yeah. Correct.
I made my one friend, that's why I'm not worried about hanging out with you, because my one friend that I made on Facebook, we literally talked and texted for 5 months before we hung out. Just because life, like, and it was literally one day I said to her, I said, what are you doing right now? And she's like, nothing. I was like, do you want to go for a walk? And she's like,
Yeah.
yes. And that was literally how it happened, was we were just like, we finally had the time. So like, it's hard too, because you have those mom friends. I'm not worried about that with you because we're chill. But like, you have those mom friends who are like, well, she can never hang out. So like, why am I going to be friends with her? It's like, because we have lives, guys. We have lives and we're moms.
Yeah.
Sometimes things will happen and sometimes they won't.
I have this one friend, well, one acquaintance that I met through work.
Yeah.
Her name is also Amanda, and I'm like, we just vibe. She's a little bit of older kids, but it's like her schedule is super busy, my schedule's super busy,
Yep.
and it's not we haven't made that friendship where I'm just like I'd show up and be like, ding dong,
Here
pizza's
I am.
following me. Here's here's the juice and here's our juice. Like we're just not there yet, but I'm like I could see that happening.
Yeah.
It's just life sometimes just sucks.
And I guess I'm not a stay at home mom, but you could kind of consider me a stay at home mom because I am home with my son during the day. But I work overnights
Yes.
Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So during like, usually by like Wednesday and Thursday, I don't want to go see people. And then on
Yep.
the weekends, Saturdays are my time to sleep. And then Sundays are my days to spend time with my boyfriend because we don't really spend time with each other during the week. And to go grocery shopping because when the hell am I going to go grocery shopping?
Yep.
Because when you work, you're in school and you're a full time mom, how the hell am I going to have time to cook? I'm not going to want to cook because I'm too tired. So, like, I get that too because I don't fit in with the stay at home moms because I'm a working mom and there are
Yep.
things that I have to do. And I do work. Like, I have a job that I do, like, calls when the baby naps. So, I couldn't really have someone come over and hang out for a little while and then, like, our kids take a nap because guess what? I'm going to be working when our kids are napping.
Yes. Right. Right.
So, I feel that. So, it's hard, like, to find, I don't know. There aren't mom clicks for people like us.
No, I feel like it has to be all or nothing sometimes.
Yes.
And it's just like sometimes I'm like, you're gonna be needy. And I can't do that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I want it. Like, yeah, sure. Like if our schedules match up, but I think like you're gonna be needy where you're gonna need a text from me daily. You're gonna need a phone call from me. I don't have that. I don't have that in me.
My social battery some days are too low for that.
Yeah,
I will
very
text you
rarely are they high. Very rarely are they high.
yes. Or like there are days where my one friend, her and I do talk a lot on the phone. She'll call me and the baby will be in the background and it doesn't bother her. And then there are other times when I'm on the phone with other people where you hear the baby in the background screaming and crying and you can tell it's irritating someone. Or like obviously you were just talking to your son. That could irritate somebody else. If that's the case, like I don't want you.
I don't
And
want to talk to you.
correct.
I don't
Correct.
want to
It's not going to make me irritated.
Yeah.
It's not going to disrupt our conversation or where we're at because our kids are always going to come first.
Yep.
And if that's the type of mom where you're like, oh, well, when we hang out, she's always taking care of her son or she's paying more attention to her son, and I feel like it just doesn't vibe. Okay, well then that's why we're not friends.
And I feel like I'm the type of person, like if we were in a session, or like together doing a session, and he's crying and fussing and you're doing something, like I'm one to just pick up, put him on the hip, and like let's continue on, move on. Like what were we saying?
Yep.
And like just continue on. That's how I roll. So
And I feel like that's not many people are like that.
no,
Just based off of my experience and obviously yours as well. Like I haven't really run into a lot of that. Or
no.
I'm exclusively breastfeeding. And I've now learned that some people are very uncomfortable with that. Um, but I don't care.
I
So
literally had a sign in here say, "Do not come in unless you're uncomfortable seeing a boob." Like, because
it's
if he
coming out.
starts crying, I wore just sports bras like around my house with my pajamas on, and my boob was out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and oh, you don't like it? Like the only time I really concealed myself was like my dad being around. Like I was like, But other than that, boob out.
Mm-hmm. Like
Boob.
I respect factors too. Like out in public, obviously I'm not like I'll put my cover on and I'll cover, or I'll wear like a sweater like this where when I go to pull him out, not my whole boob is out. But
Nope.
like if I'm in
I'm
my home,
scared.
you're lucky if I'm even in a bra. You're lucky if I even have a shirt that's not a crop top because then I can just go like this and just pop that thing out. I
Yep.
am in a bra today because I actually went out in public and I'm like, I probably should
Oh,
put
I
it on.
love that. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I am not a part of the itty bitty titty committee anymore, so I can't really get away with going
Yeah.
braless. And they're quite saggy. So when I go braless, they're almost to my vagina. So in public, I
No, they're not.
should push them up a little bit.
Stop. I can't even take you. Oh,
But no, like I love the friends. We again, you and I talked about this last
because
time.
they're
I
almost
love the
to my
friends that
vagina. I can't.
girl, they're pretty saggy.
Oh,
They're the
I can't even take.
I'm wearing a great sports bra right now, so you can't tell how them saggy waggies are, but they're you know that song Bring Sally Up?
I can't. I can't.
That song's gonna be about my boobs because Sally is sagging.
No, I'm done.
You weren't ready for that conversation now, were you?
No, like I just. Oh my god. Like,
You're picturing it now. All right. For the record, to the Spotify listeners who are not watching this, my boobs really are not that saggy. They're really not even that large. I really honestly don't have super saggy boobs. It is totally an over exaggeration drama queen. That is why Amanda's dying right now.
It's not that serious.
It's not. It's not. But no, like that's when my friends come over, Jordan came over the other day and I'm pretty sure I hadn't showered in like 3 days. And I said to her, I was like, I'm warning you now, I smell horrible. Those are the friends that I need.
Yeah,
And I need a friend who also says, you need to go shower. So I'm
yeah,
gonna watch the baby because you really do smell. Like I'm
yeah,
okay with that. That's the
yeah.
friend that I need. Or I need a friend that says, do you want me to
I
come
had
over
to
to
wear
see
a
the
bra. That's my friend. Oh, wait, we were supposed to wear bras to come over. I'm not coming over then.
baby? You're like, we had to put hands to this? Why?
Wait, where was the dress code on this? I wouldn't have
Um,
signed up for it.
for the record, I am the friend that'll be like, what's the attire?
Yeah,
Because I am never the one who wants to like make someone feel uncomfortable and I always want to make other people comfortable. I had this one friend who just love her, but she would always dress like top of the line. So
oh,
that's why I started asking because I would show up in like sweatpants,
yeah.
the best messy bun. I've mastered doing messy buns, but like I like this, real comfy. This is where we're at. And then she'd be like wearing these great leather pants and these great boots, and I'm just like, well, I didn't get the memo that we were not dressing
This
like
is
hillbillies
awkward.
and slobs.
Right, this is awkward.
can't even wear bralettes anymore because they do nothing for my boobs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're cute.
Yeah, for small people who have boobs that have no
Yeah.
boobs, or
Yeah.
for people who have never had babies and never breastfed.
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah.
realize. My one friend didn't breastfeed, and that was her reasoning because she didn't want to have saggy boobs, which was fine. That was her choice. And I'm like, oh. And then she came. I want to say it was like I was a month and a half, and she's like, oh my god, your boobs aren't even sagging. Well, girlfriend, welcome to 10 months later. They are now sagging.
They
They
perk back.
deflated.
They come back up.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
They'll come
I
back up, and
breastfed
then
until about 2. He's a little over 2 when I stopped breastfeeding. And I mean, there's days like, when you get your period, it's like they're just, yeah, they're like, to your vagina. They go to your vagina. But then there's like other days when it's like, can I get a boob job? Like, this looks great. They're
they're
great.
hanging.
Yeah,
They're
they're like hanging out.
to my nose.
It's all about comfort now, though, with bras. Like, when you're like, I mean, I know that you're younger than me, but like when I was younger, like all the lace and prettiness. But now I'm like, do they have the plastic thing on the side? Because if it ain't the plastic thing on the side, I'm not getting it. And so that's it. And then the wire free. Oh God, I love me a wire free bra.
Or like the less padding, the better. Like I don't want extra padding, which is funny because I used to have double
Push.
padding.
Yeah, push it.
Push-ups were my best friends. No, nope.
Yeah.
Don't put me in push-ups because I'm good. I think I'm gonna wear like my nursing bras probably forever because they're the most comfortable
Comfortable.
ever.
So comfortable. They're in the back of my thing. So like if I'm like hanging out or about to do chores, I'm like, oh, do I want to wear that? But I also have what before they closed in Crossgate or Colony Center of Motherhood had like the nursing
Ooh.
bras that came down, but they're like kind of sports bras, but they were in a deep V, so you would just they're the most comfortable things. I will never get rid of them. I have a gray and a black one, and you will get me with my pajama pants wearing them sometimes.
Those are the friends we need. The friends that are okay with that.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm coming to your house and I'm gonna put on your clothes then. If you're like, if I come to your house and you're in sweats and I'm not in sweats, I'll be like, okay, I came from this today. I'm putting on sweats. We're gonna do
Fine.
this.
They're in the second drawer to the left. It's fine. Come through.
That's exactly it too. Like, don't even come into the room with me. You just tell me where it is.
Yeah, they're upstairs, the second drawer to the left. Best of luck to you. Push it down in afterwards. I don't care. They're going to be hot moms this summer. That's what it is. I will have the blow up. You bring your baby. I'll have the little pool. He'll be fine. Put some swimmies on him. I have a sandbox, margaritas, and we'll be fine.
Girl, he's in swim lessons right now. Loves the water. He's gonna be fine.
Oh my God, I gotta get Reed into swim lessons. I haven't done it. Hold on.
Um,
Bad mom.
both my mom and my dad have pools, so my mom said for Christmas that was what she was gonna buy for him because she's like, I don't want him to not know how to swim. Because if it wasn't for me, we probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
I would really just throwing your kid in the water and saying, "Here you go, figure it out," because that's how I figured it out. They put floaties on me, and I jumped into the pool, and I had to learn that way. So obviously, it worked totally fine, and I love the water. But I honestly wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for my parents.
I have to do that.
Thank you for being down to hop back on again, and being down to just vent and have fun and talk about shit about being a mom.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers. Do
Cheers.
you even have a drink?
No. Girl, you told me to come on. I was like, let's go. Went, got my computer, and I was like,
we're fisting. We're fisting this time. Fist pump. Thanks, mamas, for joining for another episode of Moms with Moms. If you like this episode, make sure to hit the like button. And if you are listening on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. If you don't hit the subscribe button, you won't get notifications when I drop a new episode or when I drop some little shorts. And if you're listening on Spotify, make sure you hit the follow button, because same with YouTube, this will actually pop up in your recently listened and you'll know a new episode dropped. And if you haven't, please go follow my Instagram and my Facebook. The link's right here. And if you are on TikTok and you want the unfiltered, uncensored, letting it all out, please go follow my TikTok right now. And if you want to be on the channel, I am always open to having any mom who wants to share their story. You can do it anonymously, so you don't even have to be on here and your name doesn't have to be shared. You can send it to me via email. You can send it to me in my DMs, whatever way you'd like. But I would love to hear from you, and I'm sure another mom would too. So make sure to let me know if you want to be a part of the show. And as always, moms, we're surviving and thriving, because as moms, that's what we freaking do. Bye, besties.